Hello and welcome back to another tutorial video. I know it's been a hot minute since I've uploaded a tutorial. I do apologize for that. I've just been a little bit busy lately. To make up for it, I have a fair few tutorials to do over the next couple of days. So hopefully that kind of evens the score with everyone. But I'm going to be doing a tutorial of one of the things that I have designed recently, which is a quite special minecart unloader. And the thing which makes this here minecart unloader is it has a lot of features and a lot of options, and also it's cheap and it's not complicated. So this minecart unloader is double hopper speed. It also can store more than one minecart on a singular track without breaking, without the minecarts colliding and causing problems, which you're probably wondering, why is that useful? That means you can have multiple minecarts running on the same track, allowing for a lot more item collection possibilities. So the max you can have on a singular track is 8 with this here design, which is quite a lot of items that can be picked up. The third feature that this here has is it is infinitely tileable, so you can put this here as a massive straight line as far as you want and it will always work. The fourth feature is this thing doesn't really get broken by chunk borders, which is quite nice. In my experience, I have tested it for 12 hours in different places, on different worlds, and I've put it in different scenarios like I do with everything that I upload. And I have also done plenty of testing where I have left this here half in and out of chunk borders and I have not had it break once. But with that being noted, still chunk align your everything you build that it comes to bedrock tech, because bedrock can be a bit weird sometimes. So but just important to note, this does not break. The fifth feature that this has is it all has item collection covered. So what I mean by that is you can do any option you want for item collection. You can shoot it off into a water stream if you want, you can shoot it off into a chest, or you can put a shulker loader at the bottom of it, of each one. A tileable shulker loader design, if you have one. I will be doing a tutorial on one in the next couple of days. But you can add it on to the bottom of this. Now, if you haven't seen anything like that, just stick around to the end of the video and I will show you guys the examples of those, just so you understand what is possible whenever it comes to this here minecart unloader design. But they will be at the end. I will show some videos of everything that is possible whenever it comes to item collection with this particular design. Now, without further ado, let's get into the rest of the video. Now, I am going to conduct this like every other one of my tutorials. So first of all, I will show you guys the item that I'm building. Then I will briefly explain the mechanics of it and how it works. Then I will show you the items that you will need. And then I will get into the block by block tutorial. So it's not going to be too complicated. This should be quite a relatively quick tutorial, so you shouldn't get too bored. Anyway, let's get right into it. This is it. It is quite simple and also quite neat and compact, which is quite rare for minecart unloaders, especially on bedrock. Now, it is not that expensive and it is very cost efficient, which is nice. Now, I'm going to explain how this works. So first of all, your minecart will enter what I call the docking bay, which is this section from this torch to this here rail to this here fence gate. This is where it will dock and be held in place. Now, if your minecart has items, an item will go into this here hopper, and then the system will begin the first stage of activation. Once this hopper has an item, it will pulse a redstone signal powering this comparator, and this here observer will see that, powering this block, which will depower the torch, temporarily locking this fence gate for a single flicker. Now, I will explain why that is important in a minute, but that is your first stage of activation. Your second stage of activation is this comparator will power this block, depowering this torch, powering this torch, powering this repeater, powering this block, depowering this torch, permanently locking the fence gate. Now, you're probably wondering, why does the fence gate get locked twice? The reason why the fence gate gets locked twice is so the minecart doesn't miss. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of minecart designs, whenever it comes to minecart unloaders, the fence gate or fence, whatever you're using, sometimes either A fires too early, too late, or just because it is off by a fraction, the minecart doesn't get stopped, doesn't get wedged in place, and therefore it just doesn't work, and then your minecart just gets stuck. So I have two stages of activation on this in order to prevent that, which is a necessity for just about every single minecart unloader. Right. Now, the second thing that happens is whenever the items get funneled down into this dropper, this comparator detects that through this block, which this comparator therefore forwards that signal to this block, powering this piston, the sticky piston, which pushes down this redstone block, powering this sticky piston, which therefore extends this observer. The two observer faces meet, which infinitely powers this here block with a clock, as long as this comparator is detecting items, which will cause this dropper to shoot. Once this dropper is empty, it will unpower this comparator, turning off the clock, which is essential to prevent lag and other things of that nature. Another thing that is important to note is this rail's slant. Now, the reason why this rail is slanted is so whenever the minecart comes in and then this here fence gate gets closed, it will keep the minecart on a bend. So the minecart will be in between these here two borders. So you can see the way you have that border there of this here rail, and then you have this. It will keep it in between the two borders of these here two hoppers, which gives you that double hopper speed effect. As you can see, these here hoppers are all facing different directions. These two are facing this way, this one is facing down, which gives you that there double hopper speed effect, which means it will clear items out of this hopper 2 times faster, which is great for picking up massive amount of items in very fast succession. And that is about it. There is not much to this. Now, I am going to show you this here working right now. As you can see, I have a very basic item collection on this. You can do whatever item collection you want. There are multiple options which I will be showing you. Now, let's go over here to this here minecart and we'll put some items in. Anyway, I'm going to push this minecart over. Oh, wait. And as you can see, it will lock it in place. And whenever it's done, once it's emptied, it will open and release the minecart. Now, what you will have noticed is I actually closed that fence and it still continued to work. I closed the fence gate and it still continued to work. As I said, there is really no way of breaking this minecart unloader. It is quite reliable, to be fair. So even whenever it's open, as you can see, locks it in place, shoots the items out, and then it's off to the races. And that was quite fast. Now, as I said, this thing is tileable. which is this part. As you can see, that is a lot of them together, and a water stream. You can do this. I have built this on my own server and it works perfectly. I would highly recommend it. It is if you need a lot of items picked up that are on a floor, for example a fall chamber on a farm or something of that nature, go for this. It is great, and all the items just get shot out into the water stream and get brought to wherever. Now if you are wanting to continue it further than that, you just break this here block, lower it down one, and continue it that their way. And that is really all there is to it. It's super simple, super compact, and really neat. I can't knock this here minecart unloader design at all. It's very good, very reliable. I have tested it for 12 hours as I've said, so definitely build this if you need it. Now without further ado, I am going to show you all the items that you will need. It's important to note that these are all the items you will need for one. Now I would recommend having more blocks for scaffolding and stuff like that. This is just for the unloader itself. This is not including item collection. If you want item collection, you will need to bring the ice or the stuff to build the shulker loader, or whatever item collection is that you're going to want. As you can see, for this one I just had a chest. If you want to, as you can see, some of the items did fall out. To prevent that, you would literally just stick a glass block or a glass pane right there, and that will prevent the items from bouncing out, and you can leave it like that. But this is all the items you're going to need. So you will need one minecart, some rails, some powered rails, depending on how long of a pickup track you are building this for. One dropper, 8 blocks, one redstone lamp. The redstone lamp, it literally does nothing. Like, you actually don't need this redstone lamp, is just for looks. But still, I would recommend putting it there. 2 comparators, 3 redstone torches, 1 redstone block, 2 sticky pistons, 3 observers, 1 repeater, 3 hoppers, and a fence gate. And that is it. That is what you will need for each one that you build. So if you wanted to build something like this, you're literally going to need all of that times however many you're going to want to build, which is really cheap. So you can't go wrong with this. Anyway, that is literally all the information covered. I'm going to go ahead and get into the block by block tutorial. Right, so to start this tutorial off, let's build up into the air just to make this here a bit easier to see for tutorial purposes. The first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is place a dropper facing downward. Then you're going to want to place a hopper facing into that downward dropper. Put another hopper facing into the side of the dropper. Then a hopper facing into the topmost hopper. You should have something like this. Now, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is you're going to want to go ahead and put a block on the side of that there dropper. Then you're going to want to place a comparator facing outward. Then you're going to want to go ahead and grab an observer and jump and place it so the observer face is looking towards this here comparator. Now you're going to want to grab some temporary blocks, place 2 temporary underneath this here block, break the middle temporary block and place an observer against that there one. If you've done it right, you should hear that tick noise. Then you're going to want to go ahead and put a block off the side of that there observer, the bottommost observer. Then put an observer facing in, like facing up towards that there block. You'll know you've done it right because the face is well, facing towards the block. Then you're going to want to put your second comparator above that there block. Now you're going to want to go ahead and grab yourself your temporary blocks again, build out 2, break the first temporary block, place a sticky piston. Then you're going to want to go ahead and get a redstone block, put it above this here block. Then you're going to want to grab your temporary blocks again, build up 2, put another sticky piston facing straight down. Then go ahead and grab your redstone lamp, and then you're going to want to break that and put a redstone lamp above that there piston there. So you should be left with something like this. Now what you're going to want to go ahead and do is off the right side of this here piston, put a block facing that way, and then on top of this here comparator, you're going to want to place a block like that. So you should have this. Now you're going to want to place a block above this one, then a block above that, or a block next to that. So you should have this here shape here. Now you're going to want to go ahead and grab your redstone torches, place one here, one there, and then a repeater, like so. Then you're going to want to grab your rails, and you're going to want to place them on these here hoppers. Regular rails, it's important that these are regular rails and not barred rails. Put one up on top, so you should have this. Break that top one, and then put a solid block. Put a redstone torch on the front face of that solid block, then your fence gate, and then open your fence gate. And that is it. Now, depending how long you want your rails to be, that would obviously go here. You would put powered rails anything past this here point. But that is it. That is the double speed minecart unloader finished and completed. So I hope you enjoyed this here tutorial and this here video. If you find it helpful, please drop a like, comment, and maybe even drop a sub. If you have any friends who you think might find this here helpful, please send them a link. I do want to try and grow the Bedrock community as much as possible. If you've got any queries or questions about this here particular double speed minecart unloader, please drop it in the comments below and I will answer you with any of your queries. I will show you some examples of item storage that you can add to this here in a moment. Anyway, peace. Have a good one.